Hi, welcome to the Quantity Surveying Studio. Today's video is about a contract called Cost Reimbursable Contract. If you have not yet subscribed to Quantity Surveying Studio, please do subscribe. Hope you're enjoying the content that is being uploaded in this channel. So without further delay, let's move into the video. So let's first understand what is Cost Reimbursable Contract. As you know, there are two words here, cost and reimbursable. Let's understand what these two are and when both are combined, what that means. So cost reimbursement contracts are contracts where the contractor is reimbursed for the actual cost incurred in performing the work plus a fee or profit margin. So as the sentence says, whatever cost is incurred in doing a particular project, that cost is reimbursed plus an additional fee or some profit is added to this cost. So this is basically a cost reimbursable contract. So now let's understand what cost and reimbursement is. Reimbursement means any money spent by the contractor will be given back during or after the project has been completed. There is no specific amount mentioned before starting that particular work. Only once the work is completed, whatever the contractor has spent to complete the work is provided to them by the client, and on top of that some percentage of money or some fixed fee is provided to them so that will account for their profit, overheads and all those stuffs. Now let's understand what cost is. Cost are anything the contractor must pay for in order to execute the project and deliver on its objective. This includes the labor, materials, equipment, tools, subcontractors and more. Basically whatever is spent to complete that particular work. So what the examples are, it will be dealt with in the coming slides. So whatever you spend as a contractor. Now again, other than these labor materials, there are other charges like the indirect charges. These are basically the direct cost, the labor, materials, equipments and all, but there are always indirect costs like the overhead charges, some head office charges. How that will be calculated is usually negotiated between the contractor and the client before this contract is actually agreed upon and signed. So that depends on project to project, client to client. So again, sometimes it is also called a cost plus contract. That is another name given to cost reimbursement contract. So hope you have got an idea, a basic idea of what cost reimbursement contract is. Now let's understand the different types of cost reimbursement contract. So there are basically three types. The first one is the cost plus fixed percentage contract. So here the contractor will be entitled to the cost, the actual cost that is being spent to complete the project, and then a profit percentage as agreed before the contractor is actually signed. Both of them will agree upon a percentage that can be again based upon different things. It can be a certain percentage on the cost, like 5% of whatever cost you have spent, we will give you additional that will be accounting to your profits. So that is one way of how that percentage is calculated. There are different ways. It can be a percentage of against something else, that is maybe the percentage of on the labor or percentage of the labor plus the material. So it depending upon whatever is mentioned in the contract. So a percentage is fixed and the percentage on what is determined by both the contractor and the client. Next is the cost plus fixed fee contract. So here the contractor will be entitled to the cost plus a fixed fee. So this is not a percentage or anything. A fixed fee will be provided to them on topping on to the actual cost spent to complete that project. It can be after completion of the project, a fixed fee of 50 million US dollars or 10 million US dollars. Basically, that will be the profit of the contractor. So this again is decided between both the parties before the contract is actually executed. And final one is the cost plus fixed fee with guaranteed maximum price contract. So this is a contractor will be entitled to the cost and fixed fee as a profit, but the cost of the project should not exceed the agreed amount. So before starting the project itself, the client will let the contractor know that I need to get this completed within this cost. So if you completed this within this cost, then a fixed fee on top of this cost will be provided. So here again, it's kind of risk for the contractor to complete that specific work because they have no idea what all design changes or what all type of execution of the work needs to be done. So this is the third type of contract where It is called as guaranteed maximum price contract. Now, in what type of projects this type of contract is executed? A cost reimbursable contract might be used where the nature or scope of the work to be carried out cannot be properly defined at the outset and the risk associated with the works are high, such as emergency work. So basically, when a scope is undefined, so it is difficult to estimate the actual quantities of different elements to work out the cost. So in that type of project, this is used. So examples can be urgent alteration or repair works, or if there has been a building failure or a fire requiring immediate reconstruction or replacement of a building so that client can continue operate their business. So any kind of urgent emergency works where the time required to complete it is very limited, it is a critical scenario and an emergency scenario. In that type of projects, this type of contract is used. Now let's see what the advantages are of this contract. So here they allow for flexibility and adaptability of the project to changing requirements or circumstances. Though since there is no defined scope of work, if in between there are some changes required, maybe in design, maybe in the type of materials used, all those can be incorporated. Flexibility is there, can be incorporated very easily. That is one major advantage and ideal. And this is ideal when quality over cost is the objective. So when there is no much pressure on the cost, the quality will not be compromised. So the quality of work will be perfect in these type of projects. And since the cost is depending upon the actual work executed, all the backups of the cost spent on this will have to be shown, obviously shown to the client or the consultant who is appointed by the client to oversee the project. Then only they can determine the final cost using all these backups. The proofs are there and all the costs are there in front of them. It is actually transparent and the quality of these works are not compromised. Next are the disadvantages. So here there is uncertainty and variability for the project budget and schedule. So initially itself, nobody has an idea of how the cost is going to be, how and what time the project can be completed. So that clarity is not there. So that is one major disadvantage and requires close monitoring and auditing of costs and performance, which increases administrative burdens for both parties. So to finalize the total cost, all the backups, all the bills, everything should be properly monitored, audited, and for this there will be additional administrative burdens. There should be more people to look into these tasks, so that would be a major disadvantage. And then there is a less reason to be efficient, so that is another major disadvantage. So since there is like the cost is not determined, so there can be a possibility that the contractor might not be very efficient. They might not stick to a particular time frame to complete the project since it is flexible. So that can be a risk to the client as well. So hope this small video on cost reimbursable contract is clear to you and hope it has been an add-on to your knowledge. Please do like this video if you have found it to be very useful, and do share it with your friends and colleagues who are into the construction field. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Take care. Bye.